Have you ever wondered how a simple act of worship could reveal the divine in every woman? In 1872, Sri Ramakrishna performed a remarkable act of devotion that honored the divine presence in young girls, calling it Kumari Puja. This practice was not just a ritual, it was a lesson in humility, love, and recognition of the Divine Mother in all beings. Today, at Belur Math, Swami Vivekananda continued this sacred tradition, showing the world that every girl is a living embodiment of the divine. In this video, we will explore the history, significance, and spiritual wisdom behind Sri Sarada Devi Kumari Puja, a celebration of womanhood, devotion, and the eternal presence of the Divine Mother in our lives.
The story of Kumari Puja begins with Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, one of the greatest spiritual masters of India. In 1872, during the Phalaharini Kali Puja, he performed a unique act of devotion. On this day, he worshipped his beloved wife, Sri Sarada Devi, not merely as his spouse, but as the living Divine Mother, representing purity, strength, and compassion. Sri Ramakrishna's vision was profound. He saw the divine presence in every young girl. To honor this, he initiated the practice of Kumari Puja, in which a young girl, typically between 3 and 12 years old, is revered as a manifestation of Goddess Durga or the Divine Mother. This act was revolutionary at the time, emphasizing respect for femininity and the sacredness of life itself. Sri Ramakrishna's disciples were deeply inspired by this ritual, recognizing it as a way to awaken devotion, humility, and spiritual vision in every heart. Among these disciples, Swami Vivekananda, his most famous disciple, carried this practice forward, making it a cornerstone of spiritual life at Belur Math, the headquarters of the Ramakrishna mission. At Belur Math, Kumari Puja became a symbol of womanhood, divinity, and devotion, performed during major festivals, especially Durga Puja. The ritual demonstrates the spiritual equality of men and women, showing that divinity is not confined to temples or idols, but is present in every child, every girl, and every devotee who opens their heart with love and reverence.
Kumari Puja is not merely a ritual of worship. It is a divine reminder that God dwells in every living being and that the feminine power, Shakti, is the creative energy that sustains the universe. When Sri Ramakrishna bowed before a young girl, he was not just performing a ceremony, he was showing the world a vision that every woman, every mother, every daughter is a reflection of the Divine Mother herself. In Hindu philosophy, the Divine Mother represents all qualities that nurture, protect, and give life: compassion, strength, patience, and wisdom. By worshipping a little girl as the Kumari, devotees learn to see these divine attributes in their purest form. The innocence of a child becomes a mirror of the untainted divine consciousness that lies hidden within us all. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, "He who cannot see God in man can never see God in the image." The Kumari Puja brings this truth to life. When we look at a young girl and bow before her, offering flowers and sweets, we are not worshipping her physical form, we are saluting the divine essence that shines through her. Swami Vivekananda beautifully continued this legacy. To him, womanhood was not a subject of sympathy or a social duty, it was a form of worship. He saw in every woman the manifestation of Adi Shakti, the primordial energy of the cosmos. He once said, "Where women are respected, there the gods dwell." The Kumari Puja at Belur Math is a living expression of that philosophy. Every step of the ritual, from washing the feet of the Kumari to offering Anjali to bowing down in reverence, is a spiritual practice that dissolves the ego. It reminds the worshipper that true spirituality lies in humility and love, not in pride or authority. By seeing the Divine Mother in the Kumari, the devotee purifies his own mind and heart, awakening a deep awareness of the sacred in all forms of life. The symbolism of the Kumari Puja is vast and profound. The child represents innocence and potential, a soul untouched by worldly desires, pure like the light of dawn. When such a child is worshipped, it symbolizes the awakening of divinity within, the realization that each soul is divine, pure, and eternal. The Kumari thus becomes a bridge between the human and the divine. In this sacred moment, the boundaries between the worshipper and the worship disappear. The devotee sees the world not as a place of division and difference, but as a living temple filled with the presence of the Mother. The message is clear. When you honor the divine in others, you awaken the divine within yourself. Swami Vivekananda understood that India's spiritual strength lay in this vision, the reverence for life in all its forms. By continuing Kumari Puja at Belur Math, he ensured that future generations would remember the unity of humanity and divinity, the inseparable bond between the mother and her children. Thus, Kumari Puja is not an act performed once a year. It is a spiritual lesson for life. It calls us to look at every being with respect, love, and devotion. When we can see the divine spark in a child, in a woman, in every creature, that is the moment when we truly begin to live in God.